You've tuned in to the Tag Team Talent Podcast. Here's a guy. Now listen to this. Here's a guy who produced comedy, music, and live entertainment for well over 40 years. Isn't that amazing? 40 years? That's older than me. Now he's producing this show. Yes, this very show. Here he is, Scott Edwards.
Hi, welcome back to the Tag Team Talent Podcast. We have 3 great videos, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of magic. It'll be lots of fun. But hey, look, it's right over here. It's Bentoni. Let's hear it for him. He is a very talented stand-up comic that was in comedy for about 20 years. Yeah. But he started off as a bartender for me back at the club days. And then a professional photographer for the AP, Associated Press. Yeah. And so your pictures have been seen all over the world. Yeah. Before we jump into the videos, what was kind of the most interesting thing you shot for the press? I know you do all the Kings games. Yeah. But you've done some pretty bizarre stuff.
Yeah, some bizarre stuff. But the one assignment that stands out when people ask me what the best one was, I spent one day with Stephen Hawking.
No way! Yes. You never told me that story.
Oh, really?
Stephen Hawking?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I taught him everything he knows. And it only took one day.
He didn't run over your toes with the wheelchair?
No.
Did you have much of a conversation, or were you just doing a photo
I was just
essay?
doing photos, but I met him early in the morning. And
that's so cool.
And it was just he and I and his nurse. And I said, oh, good morning. And it seemed like a minute went by. Now I'm talking to his nurse, and he said, good morning, through the little robotic thing. It took him that long to
get it done. Well, he was typing with his eyes and a special lens. It had to be a little bizarre.
Yeah, it was strange. He didn't say much, but it was a thrill of a lifetime, I have to say.
God, I haven't touched you again. That is so cool. Stephen Hawking, well, you've done so many great things, both as a comic, as a photographer, but I know the pinnacle of your career is being on the Tag Team Talent Podcast.
It is. Here it is. I'm living the dream right now.
Well, we do have 3 great videos. If you're ready and the audience is ready, should we start one?
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, comedy and magic. We like to bring all the variety arts to this show and this podcast. We know you enjoy it all. Here's a guy you've seen many times. Why? Because he is amazing. This is from a concert he did about 4 or 5 years ago, and he allowed me to share it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rudy Coby.
Well, that sounds kind of dangerous. Who are you going to convince to do this?
I'm glad you asked that, and we actually have a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of rock and science, Elvis! Okay, Adam, get ready, man. Walk him in, Adam. Walk him in. This is going to be great. Walk him in, Adam. Okay. Perfect. Let's fire this thing up. Okay. Yes! Oh, don't wait. Let's see if he's okay, Adam. Perfect! Yes! All right, Dr. Elvis. Perfect. Adam, get Adam! No! Adam, get Adam! No! Adam, no! I think I can put Nikki back together, but I'm gonna need everyone's help. You guys take the legs and get ready. And do some stretching exercises or something. Okay, let's do it.
I must work fast with my master plan.
Or she might never use a hula hoop again.
And her pogo stick might sit on a shelf.
She's so shook up, she's beside herself.
Fix her, lap man, fix her, lap man.
I've got it.
Just like Edward Scissorhands and Pinocchio, there's a sense of incompleteness, and there's nowhere I can go. Suddenly, I am now the girl I used to be.
I've made history.
Rudy Coby, you will always be that
man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Rudy Coby. I think that's funny stuff.
That's hilarious.
And the magic's good too.
Okay. The magic escaped me, but the humor was for real.
Guy's a famous comic magician, but he didn't see the magic. But it is so funny.
It is funny, yeah.
And Rudy Coby is still performing today. Very funny guy. This was a television special from a few years ago. Thank you, Rudy, for letting us share it. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as me. And good use of the midgets.
Yeah.
So we have more great comedy. We had the comedy magic of Rudy Coby, but we wanted to go a little bit stretch out. Now, you were a co-host about a month ago, and we brought one of our old friends back from the Bay Area, Andy Kindler.
Oh, he's good.
Is he good? He is amazing.
He's funny.
And we think, because we're in the industry, that he's really funny, but he is kind of anti-comedy. He's making fun of the industry.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which has been done by a few other comics, but nobody has the real touch that Andy Kindler had.
That's right.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I know you do.
Yes, I do.
He is very unique. Let's watch a little bit. This was from a show he did recently. Very, very funny. The one and only Andy Kindler.
A lot of people ask me, Andy, why have you never been in movies? They don't ask me that, but just for the purposes of the joke. I've never been in a movie. You've noticed it, right? Those of you who don't recognize me. You know why? I'm the last victim of the blacklist of the McCarthy era in the late 1940s and 1950s because I was a communist. That's why I don't get callbacks. And I was ready to name names, too. I didn't care. I said Larry the Cable Guy was a communist. I said Jeff Dunham and Walter and Peanut were communists. I just named names of comics I didn't enjoy. That's all I did. And I'm still a communist. I stuck with it, even with Stalin. I liked him. I was like, okay, he's a little moody. He killed 30 million people. But did you think about all the people he didn't kill? Huh? Plus, the Soviet Union is so roomy. I'm selling this joke to the History Channel. This is a guy named Godwin, and he's online, and if you introduce Hitler into an argument, there's a thing called Godwin's Law. It says any argument is lost when you introduce Hitler into it. I think it's nonsense. I have been calling everybody Hitler since I was 5 years old. I was the first person to say Bill Maher is like Hitler, except Hitler was more likable. I said that. I said Donald Trump is like Hitler, except at least Hitler was a veteran. I mean, this Goblin guy, what's the matter with him? What is he, some kind of a Nazi? That joke went, woo! I'm starting a Jewish camping organization. It's called Tents Up. Jews learn to overcome their fear of working with their hands in a wilderness setting, erecting tents. Tents Up.
Did you catch that?
Very good, very funny. I was in Toronto, and I saw a shop. And the name of the shop in Rageview is called Fashionably Yours. It's like a dress shop. And I was like, is that the way you sign the letter? Is it a pun? What the heck? I was yelling at the store. Very truly auto parts. Sincerely shoes. Regretfully carpet and tile. All the boats. I remain funeral services. from Drapes. A lot of critics compare me to Joan Rivers. Not my comedy, they just predict I will die during a routine procedure. Thank you, everybody, I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Andy Kindler. There is nobody that does comedy like Andy. That is just so offensive and funny and inside the industry. It's amazing.
I was watching the audience members in the front row. They didn't know what to do. They weren't sure that they shouldn't be ashamed that they were laughing at that stuff.
Right. It's like you hear something funny, you go, ha, ooh. Ooh.
It seems so inappropriate.
God, I love him though. Andy Kindler has been friends for many, many years. He is a tremendous entertainer. David Letterman loved him. He's done a lot of TV. You guys, I'm sure you recognize him. He's even been in a few movies, just bit parts. But he is hilarious comic.
He had a recurring. He was a recurring character in Everyone Loves Raymond.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was one of Raymond's friends and would appear on the show.
He played Andy.
What a stretch!
That's right.
Well, that was we had some great comedy magic by Rudy Coby, and we just had Andy Kindler. But of course, it's time for the famous Classic Rewind. You gotta love the Classic Rewind. This is comedy sets from back in the 80s and 90s, taken from my TV show and concerts. People you worked with both as a comic and when you were bartending my club. Mm-hmm. So this one's one of my personal favorites. Do you remember Milt Abel?
I do. He was one of my favorites too. A really wonderful person.
He is not only a great guy, but so funny. He's back performing. He lives up in Washington, but he's on the road performing all over the west coast of the country. Doesn't go back east much, but you might see because of his comedy. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, our Classic Rewind starring Milt Abel. Coming up on stage, our headliner tonight, one of the funniest guys. He's been working here a long time, and he's a tad bitter about it. But anyway, he's from Los Angeles, California. Very, very funny. Please welcome a good friend of ours, Milt Abel. Right here, Milt Abel!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for that applause. That's encouraging. Thank you. I'm stoked. Actually, it's good to be here. I'm glad to be away from home. I do not sleep well at home. My neighbors have a rooster that is blind. It has no idea when the sun rises. It takes shots at it all night long. Cock-a-doodle. I do have some good news. I recently got married. Thank you very much. Playing a monastery here. Yeah, it's wonderful. We had a lovely outdoor ceremony, except for the sniper. It's her dad with a BB gun. I'm gonna do it. Quit popping me, damn it. Actually, we weren't sure what kind of ceremony we wanted. She wanted some sort of sacrifice. We settled on my lifestyle. It's morally wrong to judge. Well, you know, and we did a lot of traditional things. You know, I'll tell you something. I was a little nervous about that ceremony, because you know why I was nervous? They asked the guy first. So, you know, my wife had a tremendous potential to make me look incredibly stupid in front of everybody. Do you take this woman to death, you part? I do. And you take him? No way! But things went well. We did a lot of traditional things. She threw her bouquet to a bunch of her single lady friends who fought over that thing like an NBA rebound drill. I shot her guard at a bunch of my single guy friends, and they would not touch that thing. They ducked out of the way and hit the ground in front of them. They just kicked it around like it was a dead snake. Look at it. Look at that thing there. That's a garter snake there. That's what that is. Look at that. I think it's closer to you. We had a nice honeymoon, went to the Caribbean 2 weeks. Got a tremendous sunburn. Brown hair, pink body, white butt. I look like Neapolitan ice cream. Big scoop with 2 legs. But I'm glad to have that dating thing behind me, boy. Dating's tough, isn't it? Duh. I think the worst experience I had dating was one night I spent the night with this gal. That's not the bad part. But the first night I was with her, she got a phone call about 2 o'clock in the morning. She goes, "Oh, hi, Liz, I can't talk right now, I'm busy." No, I'm not going to tell you who it is. Guess. No. No. No, not them. Oh, I wish. No. I gave her a gift certificate to Planned Parenthood.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very funny Milt Abel. Such a great stand-up comic, very relatable. Sadly, I think the audience missed a couple of the best lines, but he is so funny. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you did.
I do.
You remember working with Milt?
Yeah, a lot of, and always thought he had the most expressive eyebrows in all of comedy.
Expressive eyebrows, he really does. But
Yeah.
that was one of the things that I think helped him sell his comedy. He is very expressive.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
But that is a thing, you know, Larry Miller had that, and there was a few different comics that could really, Bruce Baum was very animated.
Yeah.
But Milt Abel was definitely able to kind of add or sell the material with facial expressions, and as you said, I don't know if I've noticed the eyebrows as much as you, but very, very funny. Thanks so much for being the co-host again.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bentoni, a tremendous photographer, good friend, and a great stand-up comic. I appreciate him being our co-host this week, and we appreciate you being back on the show and the podcast with us. We hope that you tell your family and friends. Come back next week. We'll have 3 more great videos. Every Friday we have our bonus show, and by now when this comes out, and I'll have my new project out, the Tag Team Comedy Theater. So if you get a chance, look for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had a great show with Comedy Magic by Rudy Coby. We had the very funny Andy Kindler and our good friend Milt Abel.
Milt Abel.
You guys have been a great audience. You've been a great co-host.
Hey, thank you.
And I've been here. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Thanks for watching the Tag Team Talent Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss the next big talent reveal. And don't forget to write in the comments below which performer you thought was best in this episode. We love hearing from you. See you soon.